Greetings and welcome back to the lab. Today I want to talk to you about a new project. And one of the motivations of this project is I've got so many projects that I am working on that I have run into issues, one or another, whether it be a technical issue where something's not working right, or if it be a supply issue where parts aren't arriving quickly enough, um, or design issues that I just hadn't anticipated. And I've been trying to do a lot of these projects. I've been trying to get them ready for the sort of cooking show sort of thing, where I can show you the finished product and then show you how I built it and give you some details so you can build the same thing and make the plans available and all of those things. I keep running into one problem after another. So I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm going to go back to basics here, take you along the ride. So this first episode in this series for what I'm calling the Wedge, which is a car, which, well, I'll show you a rendering of the 3D print. And now I'm going to show you a picture of just sort of the vision of it as generated by AI, which doesn't completely understand what I'm trying to do. But imagine a car that is levitating above the road. It actually won't be levitating. We're going to have to do it with wheels when we finish building it, because the levitation technology would just be, it's not simple. I want to keep it simple. I want to make the shape simple. I want to make the printing simple. I want to make the electronics inside simple. But there is going to be some detail to it. There's going to be things I'm going to have to learn along the way, things that I haven't really experienced yet. For example, being able to pull out a sheet of sandpaper, or actually it'll be a larger piece of sandpaper. This is just what happens to be next to me right now. And being able to take, say, a piece of plastic, just a random piece of plastic that's left over from another 3D print, and being able to carefully sand it down. There might be some ASMR if you want that. But being able to sand it down to get a nice smooth surface. I tend to print all of my 3D prints in a very rough quality. I print them at the highest possible speed on the printers that I have access to because they are a public resource. I don't have my own printer. If somebody wants to sponsor me with a printer, I'll be more than happy to start printing at high quality and go in there. But I'm kind of thinking about the average Joe that doesn't necessarily, or Jane, doesn't necessarily have their own 3D printer. So they're forced to use other resources. And if you can find something local that doesn't cost you anything, it's a great way to get into 3D printing. I've done all sorts of stuff lately. I've been working on flashlights. This one turns on and off, but in the wrong place. And if you look at it really carefully, you can see there's some issues with the printing here. We turn that off. It's supposed to turn off when you touch the top of it, and it kind of does, but the problem is the switch, which is internal, slipped over to the corner. So it kind of goes on and off at the wrong time. I've got the rocket ship, which kind of started all of this, and it's supposed to sit on if you can imagine, this is a charging pad for wireless charging. It would just sit on a wireless charging pad to charge it up. And then it has some lights inside. And if you touch the side of it, it's the hidden switch thing. The hidden switch thing is working for me beautifully. I've just got to get the designs right. So it's not a technical issue on that one. The hidden switch is a really cool idea because you can't see it. Now it just looks like a rocket ship without having a switch on it. So that's that one. I have another one I call the mystery box, and this one I think the battery's depleted. But if you tap it on the side, that's your hidden switch. And then again, it's one of these where you put it on the pad to charge it up. And my technical problem there, is the charging system's not working perfectly. So a lot of different things I've been working on, and it occurred to me to just do something simple. So I want to do the Wedge, which is a car, which is just a sloped car. Let me grab a piece of paper and just give you, I mean, I've already showed you the renderings, but the idea was to take a box kind of like that and then draw a line across it so that you have the front of the car, you have the back of the car, and then it's a question of what angle is this here. I used 15 degrees. I'm telling you all of this if you want to try and replicate this on your own, if you have those skills, but if not, don't worry about it. I will eventually provide the files so you can replicate this, but I want to take you along the journey as I put this idea together, as I will, okay, ignore that. I'm just realizing that's probably showing right through the paper. um, I'll explain that one later if people are interested. But the idea is that it's a car. So this is the front of the car. And then I wanted to have lights that would shine out of the front of the car, kind of like this. And then this would be up top on the back. You'd have a high mount tail light because every car is required to have those nowadays. And then you have the rear turn signal and brake lights. So the brake lights are 1, 2, and then on the other side, there's a third one. And I wanted to see if I could make this in the front a light bar. So it runs from side to side on the car. And I want to make this high mount brake light run from side to side. So it'll complement the brake lights when they come on the left and the right near the bottom, which are not, it's not a whole light bar. Actually, I could probably try to do that too. Also, somehow we need to have a way to see through the car so that, I mean, obviously anybody driving the car can see out the windshield and out the back window. Now, we could decide that this whole car is just going to be a triangle or this cut piece without any windows, and then we would theoretically have cameras all around, so there's screens inside the car. But I kind of wanted to do it with the windows. So that also means I need to have windows on the side, which is going to end up being something like this. And then you got to have your A pillar and B pillar. Basically, this is an A pillar here. This is a B pillar here. In the back would be the C pillar. Those are just references to the pillars that meet the roof so that if the car were to turn over, you've got some support. If you had no support in there and you were just relying on the glass, then as soon as the car rolls over, there's no safety at all. The glass is going to take too much of a force and it's going to break and the whole thing's going to squish. That's not a good thing. So I am considering some modern conveniences and safety and stuff like that, but also to make it look a little bit more like a car. But, you know, if you don't have wheels on the bottom of this, what is it? It's got to be a hover car, right? It's just hovering on the road. Now, I mean, I can't actually replicate that. So my plan is ultimately there'll be a couple of, boy, this is a really crude drawing, but maybe you get the idea. Have a couple of wheels here, you know, on left and right. You got all 4 wheels, but they'll be inboard of the whole thing. So you won't be able to see them because this is going to be solid here, but they'll be there and they'll be pushed up into the vehicle enough that it kind of floats on the ground. It's still only going to go straight, or I might be able to make the front wheels turn. I have ideas for that. There won't be any steering per se. It's not a remote control car. I just wanted to have something that you could build that would be a simple model. And if you want, you can paint, you know, stars on the side or circles or whatever you want, just to paint it however you want to. Initially, it's all going to be one solid color. The windows are going to be separate. I don't think I can make them completely clear, but I'm going to try for it. And so I've already got it designed. I've already got the 3D model set up. I've already got it printed. And the next episode, we're going to go ahead and take those prints and start taking them apart and start to figure out what's gone right, what's gone wrong with the 3D printing process. What do I need to do to make updates? I've already realized things like this isn't in the video and it's already been shot, but I need to have some kind of support on the side here so I can put something on the bottom. I don't have any way of attaching a circuit board or another 3D print or something on the bottom of it. It's just an open shell. So I need to do that. I need to plan for that. And that'll be, I'll end up printing the shell again, but with some modifications. And that is the whole prototyping process. You start with an idea, you kind of represent it like that. And then that moves on to a physical print and then a modification of the physical print. And then you just keep revising it until you get to the final product. I don't know how to represent that. So we'll just put another circle here. But I want to take you along that journey. I want you to see what it takes to design something and implement it. Even if it's simple, it's still kind of complicated. But hopefully we all learn something together as we go on this journey. So that is the plan. Next video, we'll be talking about, we'll be looking at the actual prints and starting to figure some of that stuff out. I've already figured some of it out, so I'll be able to print some new stuff or deal with some of the problems that I have to get to that third video. So I'm going to call this video 0 or part 0. That'll be part 1. If you're interested, stay tuned and we'll have more of this. And I'm hoping that this teaches me things that will help me with the other projects that keep getting delayed and maybe figure out a way to refine my video making process so it's simpler and I can get the videos out more close to when I actually shoot them instead of getting backlogged like I am right now. So I've got this, I've got other channels that I need to work on. Stay with me. If you're interested in this stuff, there's more to come soon. Thank you so much for watching.